Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm planning from the 4th to the 10th of August in my Archer and Olive notebook, and this week I'm using the cherry birthday kit from Plannerface. This week was my birthday, so I'm using a mystery kit, and it's just this really cute like cherry birthday themed art. I guess that's why that's the name of the kit. It's not my usual colour palette, but I just thought it was really cute and it really fitted with what we were doing on my actual birthday. I'm also pairing this with some hollow foil in the flower bundle from Plannerface. So I'm going full sparkle for this spread. As always, I have all of my stickers pulled out in my Plannerface reusable sticker album and my planning notes in front of me. So let's get started with the base of this spread. So this week I have a kind of condensed first half of the week and then more space for the second half so that I could fit in all of the lovely things that we did for my birthday. I think toolbox wise I'm going to use the dark haired girl in my kind of mini sidebar, and then when I've done this before I've just put a quarter box in there for my thing for the week. This week, instead of, actually I might use a flag as well. Let's see if one will fit. I was just going to use this piece of deco. This one. Okay, yeah, I think I've got space. Might be a little bit of a squish. Move that box down a tiny bit. Yeah, so I'm putting a bit of deco over my flag as well. And then I have a August Hollow script from Plannerface. And then I finally just have a little bit of deco. So yeah, my little condensed sidebar, just so that I have one of those gorgeous full boxes in there. And then I've predated my date covers, so I've used the foil date dots from the foil bundle. And yeah, so Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday are all shorter days, and then I'm probably going to do an extender on Wednesday because I was also off this day and did quite a bit, but I didn't want to do the like super condensed sidebar that I did for the week I was at Nova, because like Monday and Tuesday aren't that important, and I think I'll have enough space to like add everything in. So this week I was only working Monday and Tuesday, and then I had the rest of the week off, and I did a lot of fun little activities with friends and family. So it was just a really nice week. And the weather was really nice as well. It wasn't too hot. It's currently quite warm again. I still managed to make it wonky. I love that. Cool. Yeah, so on Wednesday, like my first day off, I just had a bit of a chill day and then went over to team training in the afternoon. And then on Thursday I went to the Forest of Dean with my friend Kelly, who's also Cal's New Planner on Instagram. And we had like a really nice afternoon out. On the Friday I took my partner and Reggie on another little forest walk. The spot we went to in the Forest of Dean, you can't take dogs in, so Reggie had to stay at home for that one. And then on Friday I went to see a couple of bands. So I saw a Chapel Roan cover band and then a band that does punk covers of songs from RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't really watch Drag Race, but it was really fun, but I feel like there's too much for me to catch up on. And then on Sunday I went down to Devon to see my family and go to the seaside on the like really nice weather day. If you've followed me for any length of time, you'll know that I do like a little beach getaway for my birthday. It's it's one thing I really miss about living by the coast. Not so much all the storms in the winter, but yeah, being able to go and get in the sea for a little bit. Okay, so for full boxes, I'm going to do 2 extenders this week. I have a lot of full box options. I want to use this one for my birthday. I think I will use this Fashion Girl somewhere as well. I think I'll use this Fashion Girl at the bottom of Friday. So one of my extenders is going on Wednesday, and then I'll have a box at the top of Thursday, and then the other extender is going on Saturday. That Saturday extender will include this box. I think I'll go for this cute box on Thursday. Yeah, so the Saturday extender isn't going to be like giving me extra space. Well, it will give me extra space under it, but it's going to have a box on the other side of it. Okay, so for extenders, rather than bulking up my planner too much, I just make little hinges at the top little bit of this paper here, and then make my extender. Okay, so I've got my little hinge, and then I find it easiest to grab a reusable sticker album. And then, because I want this to flip up, I want the box underneath it to be upside down compared to the first one. Cool, and then make sure I've got that little hinge. And then that one's going to go in there. Cute. And then for my second one, I'll again fold this bit over. This one's going to go the opposite way. I think I'm going to use the Tower of Drinks. So on the back of this one, just checking I've not got it upside down before I do this. The back of this one, I'm just putting an underlay. And then this one will go like that. Cool. So as I mentioned, we're going full underlays. So now that I've got my extenders and full boxes down, I can add in all of my underlays. So for my shorter days, I use one full box, like one full underlay, and then I have a chunk that I will cut off some of my spare ones. For this one, I will put my main like full underlay over that to kind of keep it in place. And then for my days without extenders, I have 2 full box underlays worth of space. So actually with this layout, for my like full days, I end up with like the same amount of space as you get in a standard, like for my plans, as you get in a standard 7x9. If you do like the typical layout with headers, which is wild to me because an A5 notebook seems like so much smaller. Cool, so that's one sheet done. Okay, they're going slightly wonky, but we'll get over it. We'll have to. These are not removable. Okay, so on this extender, I end up with 3 full boxes worth of space, and then we'll just do them from the bottom up on the other side so that all the seams aren't in the same place. Although I try to put a always try to put a box over the seam. That means I don't have to have all my boxes definitely lined up in the same spot. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a few little bits missing, so I'm just going to cut some pieces up. Okay, so there we have all of my underlays down, so it's looking very shiny and hollowy. Now I've got a bunch of other overlays to go over everything else. So I'll start with my glitter headers. I wasn't entirely sure what foil to use. With this kit, I very nearly went to rose gold, which, as I think I said in my Nova Rock video, I didn't think I was a rose gold person, but I seem to use it quite a lot. But yeah, I ended up going with hollow. It's my favourite foil. I just think it really pops, and I also had the right sort of bundle for it. So this kit's a bit spring themed, like there was no way I was going to be wearing a jumper this week. I want to summer it up a little bit more. I think I'm going to go with big flowers for my washi overlay. I think maybe the pattern would have been a bit much with the like gingham. Oh, I didn't mention I chose to use the 15mm strip rather than the washi that comes in the kit, like in the standard, like the mini kit bit of it. Oh, that was going down slightly wonky, but we saved it. I also fold over the washi overlay at the end so that it doesn't stick to the washi I've already laid down, because I've been burned by that before. Now I can do some full box overlays. I'm going to start with my full box or my tall box in the sidebar. Love that these foil kits come with a tall box overlay. Cute. And then I don't have a double box. I think I'm going to use this one with just the flowers at the bottom on our other fashion girl here. And then all four corners will have to be my birthday. Oh, I've just realised I used the headers from the other page and now I'm using the overlays from this page. My bad. Cool. Okay, it's getting caught a little bit, but it should be okay. Then I'll do these corners here, and then these ones up here. And then finally we just have the weekend banner, which I may have to peel up, but we'll pop it down for now. Lovely. Okay, so that is my base all done for this spread, and that hollow foil is really popping. I'm really excited to get my plans laid down for the week, so let's get into it. Okay, so starting off on Monday, I was working this day and I was in the office, so I'm just going to use a third box to mark that in. And then after work, I did my training. Again, I'm using a different sticker for training this week because I realised I keep using the event labels and I'm running out of event labels in my stash to kind of add an extra one to every kit. After this, I was knackered. Work has been exhausting recently, and that theme continues into the week that I'm currently in. So I was exhausted, and then it's going to sound weird, but I did my lifting journal after I actually did my lifting this day, so I'm going to mark that in. But I like very quickly wrote out Monday's session and then just got cracking. And then I just watched some YouTube this evening. I was watching Treacle Tats. I think I've said already, I'm trying to mark in what I was actually watching. So on this day, work was really stressful. As I said, it's continued this week, but we've just had some really complicated stuff going on, which always zaps my energy. So I have a vanilla who's just, her brain's fried, and a work script from the foil bundle. And then for training, I have dumbbell version 2 from Plannerface and a snatch script. For being exhausted after that, I just have the pillow doodle from the kit and a tired script from the foil bundle. For watching YouTube, I have the laptop doodle from the kit, and for doing my lifting journal, I just have the book doodle from the kit. For Tuesday I was working from home, so I will mark that in. And then after work I did a little run, seeing as I got my new running shoes the other week. So I'll mark that in. Oh, I was going to mark in something else before that. So when I say I didn't have a lot to mark in this day, I didn't. So I'm marking in that I put my out of office on for the week. And then I just went on a little run. And then this evening I just played Baldur's Gate with my friend Becca. That's all I had the energy to do. Pop that in. Oh, I don't have space for that to be on that label. Okay, well, it was only a little run. I've been very slowly dipping my toes back into doing some cardio. So for working from home, I have a vanilla and another work script from the foil bundle. I have one of these do not disturb lotties from the out of office sheet for setting my out of office, and then some running shoes from Plannerface. And then finally, vanilla gaming for doing some Baldur's Gate. So easiest bits of the week done. Now we can move on to the actual interesting stuff. On Wednesday, I started off this day by doing my memory keeping from the week before. So I wanted to get my memory keeping done before I got into my birthday stuff, because what was I saying? Oh yeah, I wanted to get my memory keeping done before I started doing all the fun stuff for my birthday, just so that I didn't feel like, in the same way with Nova Rock, I knew that I wouldn't want to memory keep a standard week on my birthday, so I didn't, because I would normally do my memory keeping on a Saturday morning. Cool. On this day I also edited my channel banner. I don't know if you've noticed, but it looks super cute. So Reggie obviously makes an appearance because he's the best boy. I then watched some Rotten Mango. And then I think I'm going to whack in a bit of glitter header. You know, and you're like, I don't really know if I have enough stuff to mark that makes it worth having an extender on this day, but it's just enough stuff that it would be too much to squeeze into my little space. So I just fill that in with a little bit of glitter header. And then this evening I went to team training so that I could use the jerk blocks. I did a 65 kilo push press, which I was very, very happy with. Push press, I spent so much of last year trying to push press, and it's finally all clicking, and I'm actually consistently doing good push presses. And then we just had a lazy evening. Am I off screen? Oh, I think you can still see me. I don't know. So for my memory planning, I have the planner doodle from the kit and a little plan script from the foil bundle. For editing, I have the computer monitor doodle from the kit, and for my channel banner, I just have a little paperclip icon from the foil bundle. For watching Rotten Mango, I have the TV doodle from the kit, and then for team training, I have vanilla, a custom team training script, and a custom jerk script. For feeling super strong, I have Squidge feeling super strong. And then for our lazy evening, I just have a bit of deco from the kit. Cute. So that's folding out really nicely. Love that. Leave it unfolded for now. Moving on to Thursday, this is when I started doing some fun stuff for my birthday. So to start off with this one, I was playing some Sims in the morning, and then I drove over to my friend Kelly's from Kel's New Planner, and on the way I picked up some cake from my favourite vegan cake shop in Bristol. We then drove to the Forest of Dean, and I've marked in that there were sheep on the road everywhere. There was one particular sheep that like we really found funny, which was the sheep that appeared to be stood in a bus stop, but that was like scratching its butt on the bench at the bus stop, just stopping anyone else from using the bus stop, because it was that sheep's itching time. We had a wander around Puzzlewood and had a little catch up and everything, so I used a big fancy label for that. And then we also saw, it was adorable, some of the goats were like play fighting. It was super cute. I've got a big sticker for that. Let's go for this one. So goats play fighting. We then went out for lunch to a place that I've been to a couple times before called the Miner's Arms, and it was really good. They do a really nice like vegan country style burger. There was then gross traffic on the way back, and to finish off the day I did some gaming and stayed up a little bit too late. Okay, I'm going to squish these up a little bit. I was going to put gaming and staying up too late as like two separate things, but they can just be one thing. I just wanted to get to a point, like a certain point in my Sims Decades challenge, and I was like really close to it. So I stayed up too late. Even though I could have woken up the next day and done it, but no. So for Sims, I have Squidge with a red plum bob, just because the red matches the kit. For cake, I have the cake doodle from the kit, not the cake doodle, some cake deco from the kit. For there being sheep on the road, I just have a little foil bit from the foil bundle. And then for our catch up and stuff while we were wandering around Puzzlewood, I have this vanilla. For the goats play fighting, which is so adorable, I just have another vanilla. And then for lunch, I have the fork and knife doodle from the kit. For the traffic being gross on the way back, I have the car doodle from the foil bundle or icon. And then for gaming, I have keyboard, controller and mouse and a gaming script. The doodle is from Papershire and the script is from the foil bundle. I was still playing Sims, I just didn't want to write Sims twice in one day. Okay, moving on to Friday. This morning I started off the day with my training. So I did the third session of the week. I'm going to try and make it look like it's not, like the underlay underneath isn't super off center, but I don't know if that will work. I then had a little bit of a YouTube binge. I've got some big stickers to mark some of the things that we did this day. We then took Reggie on a walk and we did the Froome Valley walkway. So let's use this for this one. Yeah, so Froome Valley walkway, and there was a swing in the woods. So yeah, then there's a swing in the woods, and I'll always get on a swing in the woods. Is that a good idea? Maybe not, but I do it every time. Oh, I forgot about these actually, because I don't have as much to mark on this day, and I've just realised I put in one of the things already on a little thing. So let's go for swing in the woods. We then went to a pub that's near that walkway for a drink after our walk. And then when I came home, I just played some Baldur's Gate with Becca. Oh, well, now I've gone slightly too much. Okay, well, maybe that is slightly too big for that, because it's got like a white border around the outside. Let's just squeeze that in. And then I played some Baldur's Gate with Becca. And I also feel that we had some drinks at home, but I'll put them both on the same box. So to start off, I have my dumbbells version 2 from Plannerface and my custom clean script. And then I have the TV icon from the foil bundle. For our walk, I have Lottie walking the dog. And then for the swing from a tree, I have this Vanilla sat under a tree from Papershire. For the pub, I have another Lottie. And then for Boulder's Gate, I have another Vanilla. And for drinks at home, I have the Tower of Drinks deco from the kit. Okay, moving on to Saturday. Saturday was my actual birthday, so I'm going to mark that in with a little thing just to kick this off. Cool. We started off with opening some gifts. I had asked for a new weightlifting belt for my birthday, so I was hoping that I would have that for training this day, which I did. So then I went to team training. This was really trying to break the curse of me training on my birthday, where 2 years ago I broke my wrist training on my birthday and ended up spending most of my birthday in A&E. So yeah, curse broken. Love that for me. I then played a little bit of Sims. Just make sure this is gonna line up nicely because I've actually remembered to do it for this. Yep, so I then just played some Sims. So I then did hair and makeup because we were going out for the evening. And we started off by going to Honest Burger. When we were at Honest Burger, a friend of ours works there and he gave us some free shots, but my partner was driving, so I did both of the shots. And I swear, it was just neat whiskey. So I had a great rest of the night. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, so that is for Honest Burger. And then we went to a gig at the Exchange in Bristol. And we saw a whole bunch of bands. So I'm gonna try and mark all of them in. So the first one, they had the promoter for this event had a house band who were playing Riot Girl covers, and one of the songs they played was Cherry Bomb, which makes this kit fit even better. And then there was also a drag act called Aftershock. Who was kind of hosting the evening. The support act was a local chaperone cover band, or your favourite artist's favourite Bristol cover band, Pink Phony Club, and they were so much fun. And then the headliner were called Snatch Game, and they were doing punk covers of songs from RuPaul's Drag Race, as well as a couple like covers of other songs. Like they did a chaperone cover as well. Oh no. Okay, let's put this weekend banner up. I'll fix that, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. And then I have a massive sticker for this, but I might have to find something else. But when we got home from the show, we had some birthday cake because we hadn't had it during the day. I need to put the weekend banner down much, much lower. Put it like basically over the washi. Okay, so for it being my birthday, I have the balloon icon from the kit. Is that from this kit? It might be from a different thing. And the birthday script from the foil bundle. For gifts, I have the present doodle from this kit. For team training, I have Vanilla and a team training script from Plannerface. It's custom again. For some Sims, I have Squidge, this time with the green plum bob. For hair and makeup, I have a little star icon from the foil bundle. For Honest Burger, I have a Lottie in a burger. For the house band, I'm just using this concert ticket doodle from Plannerface. For the chaperone cover, I have a bit of deco from the kit. And for Snatch Game, I have Squidge. And this was the sticker that I pulled out for having cake at midnight, so that's definitely not going to fit. Okay, so for Aftershock I have just a present doodle, a present icon from the foil bundle. So I remember we kind of know the person who performs as Aftershock, and it's also their birthday this day. So I figured that fitted, and then I just have a little cupcake doodle from Hubman and Chubgirl for our midnight cake in that evening when we got back. Cool, so that was my actual birthday. Then on Sunday I went down to my hometown to see my parents and see some friends from home. So I started off on Sunday by packing because I hadn't actually packed for a trip away, and then I drove down, and there was a bit of a scenic diversion. I don't really want to mark it that big though. Let's use this for actually driving. Yeah, so I drove down to Devon, had a bit of a scenic diversion. Someone had had an accident and they'd closed the M5, so I had to go all around the like lovely Devon countryside. When I got to my parents' house, we just had a little catch up and they gave me some birthday gifts, which was lovely. And then we did one of my favourite things to do when I go home for a little bit, which is go and have a bit of a seaside walk. So I think I will use this one, yeah. We then stopped off for a little bit of lunch at a place called the Regency Tea Rooms, which is like my mum's favourite place to go for like tea and cake and stuff. I'm not super keen on having like this red little thing and this red little thing like right next to each other, but needs must. I then bought us all some ice cream, and we finished the rest of our walk having our ice cream. We then went back to my parents' house, and I was getting ready for going out in the evening, and I accidentally pulled the curtain rail in my old bedroom off the wall because I don't know my own strength, I guess, and it smacked me on the head. And then my parents were like running around trying to fix it, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Sorry for coming to your house for the first time in a few months, just breaking things. But it's all good, it got fixed in the end. I then went to, oh no, I can't use that, just used that colour. So then I went out to have some cocktails with my friend. She was down from London, but like she was a friend from home. So we had some cocktails at a place called The Bear. And then we all went to my favourite place for birthday dinners, to the Pizza Cafe. You've probably, I need to make it a bit bigger. You've probably seen me or heard me talk about this place if you've watched my previous like birthday plan with me's. And then we were just having like some drinks and some catch-ups, basically until the restaurant we were in closed and they were like, please go home. So yeah, it was really lovely. It's lovely that I got to like see some friends that I wasn't expecting, as well as like everyone that I was expecting. And also the weather was glorious on the day that we were on like walking along the seafront. I did get in the sea as well, obviously. It was a nice warm day. I didn't go like actually swimming or anything though, because I didn't take any of that sort of stuff with me. Oh, and also while I was staying at my parents' house, they were getting their bathroom redone, so they didn't actually have a shower. So you've seen the next plan with me that on the day after this I went to a gym for training down in Devon, so that I could have a rinse. Cool, so for packing I have this suitcase doodle from Plannerface. For driving down I have the car doodle from the kit, and then for the scenic detour I have the little petrol icon from the foil bundle, which I don't think I've ever been able to use before. For a little catch up I have some present doodle from the kit, and then for seafront walk I just have this vanilla playing in the sand. For the tea rooms, I have this coffee cup. And then for ice cream, I have an ice cream cone, which I think is from a Plannerface sampler. I didn't know how to mark in, smacking myself on the head with a curtain rail pulled off the wall, so I just put a bin icon from the foil bundle. For cocktails, I have Lottie. For Pizza Cafe, I have Lottie again. And then for the just drinks and catching up with everyone, I just have a bit of deco from the kit, and then I'm just going to cut this family time script in half. Family time would be a smidge better if it was if it was like transparent matte, but I think that doesn't show up too badly. Okay, so that is the spread all filled out, and I'm super happy with how this has turned out. It looks very birthday festive to me. I'm going to go fill out all of my plans, and I will be right back with the final spread. So here's the spread all filled out, and I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I wasn't 100% sure on using this kit for my birthday, but it's worked out pretty perfectly because of what we decided to do in the evening. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a cherry emoji in the comments. But that's everything for this video, friends. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!